you should be seeing my gold charts right now. And we're looking at weekly and daily, and I have 2 hour up here also. So we're looking at that. The reason I have all three of those up here is because the 2 hour has a lot of our good information in here, specifically like the market condition indicator, which is on the bottom. And you can see that right over here, which is showing you that it's trading up near that 100, positive 100 level, and it's been there for a very, very long period of time. So the gold market condition has been very, very strong. Also over here, you see our option bias indicator, and that option bias indicator is something that helps you to put your positions, if you're in the option market, on the right side of the market, developed so that if you like to sell option premium, you know what direction has the highest probability of an upside or downside move. And then you can then control your positions better by having that information. So that's always important. And our slim ribbon PO on the bottom, which gives you signals of the color showing you the momentum condition, and those arrows when they come up tell you when there's been little corrections and upside or downside resumptions in momentum. So all this is extremely valuable when you do this analysis, that you understand all of that. And on top of that, or that all layered over, our analysis, which the core of it is cyclical analysis, which looks at the rhythms in the markets. So let's take a look at the gold chart. I'm going to open up this weekly chart right over here so you can see the rhythms that are in there. So interestingly, I have the silver overlaid on it, so you can see that dotted line, that dashed line in there is the silver cycle. In other words, it's pretty close to what's going on in the gold market. This cycle, you can see this big one right here. That's the dominant cycle, and that's made up of three minor cycles that have some good visible rhythms that are in here, as you can see in this one here, and then in this one here. So this is a fairly common shape when you get into stocks that are healthy or symbols that are healthy, where it creates a diamond. In other words, this part of the cycle brought you the declining phase, the corrective phase, this rising phase in here, then brought you the next rise, which had a problem developing. That's why you get the diamond shape. So it's a triangle and then a mirror image of that triangle that makes the diamond. And then here you could see this our reversal scout, where the intermediate, that's kind of money that stays in the markets for many weeks. This is then turning up and telling us we have positive momentum in here. And then once it broke out of diamond, well, it's in very, very good shape. And then we start to look at the upside projections. And those upside projections right over here are up to this 29.29 area, and this around 30.40 is where that is. Now, what is this right over here? This is a little corrective area, and you can see this light gray line in here is showing you that this is an area that's likely to have some pullback in here, probably a little one. And the reason it's little is because, well, it's run out of time. So that just shows you that you get some kind of a little pullback in here, but then the dominant forces take over, and these arrows are showing you that, where it either comes up to this, 29.29 level, or this 30.40 level right over there. Either one of those can be where that's next rising phase is. So when you look at this, I mean, you see this declining area right over here. Does that say sell it? Does that say short it? No way. That just tells you that there's a little finish to this right over here, and that the best opportunity may be a buying in this swamp cycle. What does swamp mean? It means that this upside momentum is so strong that it can't let anything come to the downside. And then you get very, very small declines. Sometimes they shape up like this rectangle that formed right in here. And then when the next cycle began to move up, well, then you had that positive movement. And that's where we are right now. Likely to get this minor cycle, giving a little ground in here, and then moving back to the upside. If I look at the daily chart right over here, you can see that, well, there's, a minor cycle right over here. You can see that little designation of that cycle potentially having a little correction right over there. And then you have this dominant cycle, which is continuing to move to the upside. This is the slim ribbon, and that shows you how strong it is. You know, the slim ribbon often is a support and resistance area. This screams the value of that. By the way, this is a free indicator. Right to matt@askSlim.com. You can find out how to put this up on thinkorswim, or this is also available on some other sites, so you can ask about that. And then the slim ribbon PO, which gave you that signal right there of the upside resumption. So this is a very positive condition. You might get a little pullback on this minor cycle, but then after that, it looks like back up to these areas up here. Again, we're looking for, let's just say 29.30 or 30.40. Those kind of look like the numbers. These are some monthly extensions and that are right there. Those come in right around 29.30 right there. So 29.30 to 29.40s in there on this extensions kind of look like a tough spot, you know, and we're getting close up to that right now for a little bit of a correction. But when you see that, you really see that you can be a buyer. I don't really need to give this much detail on everything, but this is kind of where I do teaching around of what we look at. This is the 2-hour chart, very important in here. As you could see that the 2-hour information, the reversal scout, the slim ribbon, all of that is important. You could see this is starting to get choppy right in here. And maybe that's the sign of that little correction we're looking for in the gold market. But until this turns negative right over here, this turns down, our market condition monitor will signal those things. And you'll then get an idea that it's moved into the correction. But right now, it is super strong.